He was a former partner of mine in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and was a great guy to spend time there with. Was a great guy to spend time with in WWE.
So, who are some talents from Ohio Valley Wrestling that we should have our eyes on, other than Michelle?
I would say everybody. For one, because you know everybody has the potential, quite honestly, to be that next breakout star, and for two, I can't. People ask me that all the time, and I don't want to pick any one particular person because, you know, then somebody might hear this and go, well, what about me? And you know, and inadvertently, I just forgot their name, or you know, I just said the first names that came to mind. So, but truly, honestly, I would say everyone that's at OVW. The reason they're there is, you know, to be potentially to move on to a larger platform. But they are stars already. They just don't realize it.
Amazing.
I think what's also exciting about OVW is that everyone has the chance to watch it on Fight and follow our weekly show that's on Thursdays in the US, but as I said, worldwide. And I think that's a very exciting time to be able to catch this and get invested in any stars that are on OVW today.
So let me throw a name out there. In that case, a good friend of mine, Mahabali Shera. I mean, I know Al Snow and Mahabali Shera had like the biggest storyline ever in Impact Wrestling. I mean, it spanned for a very long period of time. He's a personal friend of mine, so he keeps mentioning how thankful he is to Al Snow for making him the person he is. He's speaking better English than ever before. He's winning the gold and he's wrestling better than ever before. To what do you attribute his transformation?
You know, I saw Shera in Impact Wrestling and knew that he had potential to be more than what he was. And, you know, took him under my wing, took him to one of the schools in England, and had him, you know, there supervising his training and getting him experience in different shows in England, UK. And then he came back to the States. He was involved with WWE for a while, and then when he came back to Impact, you know, they reached out to me and asked if he could, you know, be involved in OVW so that he could continue to develop and, you know, learn and get experience. And I was like, by all means, yes, absolutely. And so Shera has been he's been tremendous. He's been great. And he's a good friend, and I'm glad to have him in OVW. He's a really great talent.
And Michelle, I mean, from what you have been telling me, you have some big plans in Europe as well, right?
Yes. I'm going to be in WXW's Femme Fatale event. So this will be an exciting full circle moment, as that is one of the schools where I trained at in Germany, and of course one of the leading platforms that there is in Europe, and also affiliated with the WWE network. And on the 15th of October, actually, I'll also be in Switzerland and having my first wrestling match in Switzerland, as I have been trained in the US and performing there for now. But that's an exciting time to come home and perform here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, I mean, just as we wind down the interview, let me throw some names from OVW right there. I mean, who are still doing wonderful things in the world of pro wrestling. And maybe I could get like both of your thoughts on these individuals. For Mr. Snow, Randy Orton is with Riddle right now, and I mean, do you think that comparison, because Riddle comes from the world of MMA, could a comparison could be made to what you were doing with Steve Blackman back in the day? Because I mean, it's also kind of a goofy outfit as well. And there's a lot of humor involved. So what are your thoughts on RKBro?
say that they probably are following the odd couple type of approach that Blackman and I did as well, which worked very well for us, and was a lot of fun to do with Steve and myself. Really enjoyed working with Steve, and he was a great straight man.
Amazing. So Michelle, Brock Lesnar, perhaps the biggest name to come out of OVW, and also maybe the biggest name in pro wrestling right now. You had a chance to go to SummerSlam, and you were caught on camera, and that clip went everywhere. But what was it like watching that moment when the ring was uprooted and all of that happened?
I think it was a great moment that was created, and one that transcended into all of media. And I think that's what pro wrestling always strives to become bigger. And having the tractor there is something that we hadn't seen before. And likewise, Logan Paul having his huge frog splash and moment and an amazing performance at SummerSlam is something that's very mesmerizing and exciting to be part of as a fan and as a pro wrestler, because of course we all strive to create these moments.
Perfect. How about Beth Phoenix as a female wrestler? And she comes again from OVW. He's one of the greatest to emerge from the halls. What is her legacy like?
I think all the female pro wrestlers have created something that especially Beth Phoenix, she's very strong and extremely talented, and just a force to be reckoned with in the ring. And something that always strikes me is that often people ask, who's your favorite wrestler? And when I mention my favorite wrestler, in this case Charlotte Flair, people go, well, but who is your male favorite wrestler? But it doesn't have to be you can have your preference, of course, out of everyone. So she's definitely a strong female in pro wrestling, and something that's very admirable. Someone.
Perfect. And just to wind down the interview, it's 25 years since Kane made his debut in WWE as the character Kane. I know Mr. Snow shared the locker room with him for many years, and he was Michelle's teacher for the longest time, wasn't he? So what are your impressions on the legacy of Kane through the years?
Happier for Glenn Jacobs. He was a former partner of mine in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and was a great guy to spend time there with, was a great guy to spend time with in WWE. And I was so happy for him that he found success, as Kane, and had such a tremendous, and lengthy run as that persona. And, now he's a mayor, which is just awesome. He's a very, very intelligent man. So I think people don't realize just how highly intelligent he is.
Perfect. And Michelle, as your teacher, what do you think the legacy of Kane is?
For me personally, I'm extremely grateful for everything that I was able to learn at JPWA with Dr. Tom Pritchard and with Kane. And of course, I have been living or staying in Knoxville for training for a while, where he is the mayor. And it's exciting, of course, everything that he has already achieved in wrestling and now moving into politics. So I think having one passion is already something that not everyone has, and having two is just icing on the cake, I think, and something that he's currently very successful at.
Perfect.